Senate on Tuesday resumed the screening of ministerial nominees forwarded to it by President Muhammadu Buhari. This phase of the screening, which is also the last, is expected to last for 2 days. The Senate screened only 2 ministerial nominees, Adebayo Shitu and Khadijat Ibrahim, who were both asked to take a bow and leave after being questioned by the Senate. Speaking afterwards, Senate spokesperson Dino Melai said the lawmakers decided to reduce the names of the ministerial nominees for screening today in order to make the screening exercise more thorough. 18 nominees were screened and confirmed last week before the Senate shifted the exercise to Tuesday. They include Udoma, Dr. John Kayode Fayemi, Audu Ogbe, Christopher Ogbonnaya Onu, Dr. Sagi Ehanire, Lieutenant General Abdurrahman Dambaza, retired, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, Amina Mohammed, Ibrahim Jibril, Babatunde Fashola, Aisha Al-Hassan, and of course we have Senator Hadi Sirika, Solomon Dalong, Ibe Kachuku, Kemi Adeosun, Abubakar Malami, Sulaiman Adamu, and Dr. Chris Ngige. Now, former Governor of Rivers State Rotimi Amechi was one of the ministerial nominees expected to be screened on Tuesday. However, this did not happen. The Senate once again postponed the screening of Amechi to Wednesday. In the earlier schedule, the names of Adebayo Shitu, Heineken Lokpobere, Rotimi Amechi, Khadijat Ibrahim, Baba Buhari, Ocholi James, Mansour Mohammed, and Zainab Ahmed were listed. However, during today's exercise, only the names of Adebayo Shitu, Khadijat Ibrahim, and Claudius Daramola appeared on the order paper. The submission of report of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petitions, of course, has not been done as well. Amechi was also not listed in the order paper. Amechi's screening has been postponed multiple times due to a petition against him filed by a group in Rivers State over allegations of corruption and criminal breach of trust. The petition was forwarded to the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petitions, which is expected to submit its finding to the Senate before the screening begins on Tuesday. Chairman of that committee, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, told reporters at the end of the committee's meeting on Monday that the report of the petition against the nomination of Amechi would be submitted at plenary on Tuesday. Senate spokesperson Dino Melai said Amechi will be at the chamber on Wednesday for his screening. As the governorship elections in Kogi and Bayelsa State draw closer, the Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase, has said plans are being perfected to deploy additional manpower to both states to ensure a hitch-free elections. The elections in Kogi and Bayelsa states are scheduled to hold November and December 2015 respectively. Now, a statement released on Tuesday by the police force said, quote, the police leadership has also directed the deployment of Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad to complement the Safer Highway Patrol to ensure proper policing of the length and breadth of the nation's highway, end of quote. Now, while briefing members of the police management team, I should say, in his office, the IGP said that these measures have become imperative to ensure proper monitoring of activities leading to a hitch-free election. The FCT Emergency Management Agency on Tuesday said it had concluded plans to relocate 500 Borno internally displaced persons taking refuge in Abuja back home. The agency's Director General, Alhaji Abbas Idris, said this while addressing journalists shortly after inspecting IDP camps in Maiduguri. Idris, who is also the chairman of an interagency committee on relocation of IDPs, said the relocation would commence in a few days' time. He also added that a committee was set up to ensure that the rights of IDPs were protected and that part of the resolution of the committee was to maintain the dignity of the IDPs. Now, the Nigerian Country Director of African Development Bank, Usmane Dore, said Nigerian women contribute close to 70% of agricultural workforce, yet get less of accruing returns. Dore said this at the launch of a report on African women in agriculture in Abuja. He said the report aimed at contributing to the economic empowerment of African women in Africa through identification and proffering of possible solutions to hindrances. to women's active participation in agricultural value chains. He added that in spite of the huge labor investment by women, productivity is low and they often have limited roles in decision-making on the farms. Now, Dora said lack of ownership of land and other productive assets due to existing social norms has created a significant negative impact on the family income and the nation's GDP at large. He said the bank recognizes the crucial role of women in economic growth and sustainability in Africa. Dora further said the bank the bank's 10-year strategies has placed high emphasis on gender equality and mainstreaming as prerequisite for African economic transformation. We'll take a break here and News Now. We'll be back shortly.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching the Funny White Man Show, which is the biggest, the brightest, and the most entertaining show in Africa.
Funny white man, but this way you talk, it's too much. Give me 5,000 man, that's you. It's too much. So you get it like, make you move along the street. Yeah, make sure that they are going girl. You know, my own people, actually. Yeah, fine, it's fun. I enjoy it. And I'm one of those very few. I'm forever taking it personal. I will say 160 million Nigerians are corrupt. How? Brother, I'm looking for you.
Yeah, but it's a growth, and this is the time to build business. I know the pitfalls, I know what to do and what not to do. But there are months where you get business and months.
You know how we do, how we train them. We did the way you did.
Hello, you're welcome. You're watching Trending Matters on the Funny White Man Show. Of course, they will bring you trending issues just to entertain and tickle your fancy.
Welcome back. The Ghanaian government has pledged to pay Nigeria $170 million accumulated gas debt by February next year. This follows settlement talks between officials of both countries after Nigeria last week threatened to cut about 70% of gas supply to Ghana over a total debt of $181 million. Ghana's state power generating company, the Volta River Authority, says it will settle the debt to Nigeria's NGAS in 3 tranches starting in November. That's according to the spokesperson now of the Ghana Ministry of Power. That's Kweku Sesa, who also said that the terms of the agreement were still being finalized. Ghana had sent a high-powered delegation to Nigeria last week to resolve the dispute and avoid the cut, which would have dealt the country a heavy blow as residents are grappling with severe electricity shortages. The government has promised to end crippling power blackouts by the end of the year. Let's turn to oil now. Oil prices steadied on Tuesday after a week of falls, but the outlook was uncertain, with the head of the world's biggest independent oil trader saying the market would struggle to recover much ground over the next year. Brent crude dropped $1.85 a barrel at $48.51, while U.S. crude was up 10 cents at $49.99 after closing down $1.37. Now, major oil exporters in the Middle East are pumping around 2 million barrels per day, more crude oil than needed at the moment, analysts say, filling inventories around the world. On top of this, Iran is expected to boost oil production when international sanctions are lifted after it implements the conditions of a nuclear deal agreed with major world powers. Canada's Liberal Party has decisively won a general election ending nearly a decade of conservative rule. The centrist Liberals, led by Justin Trudeau, started the campaign in 3rd place, but in a stunning turnaround now command a majority. Trudeau, the 43-year-old son of late Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau, said Canadians had voted for real change. Incumbent Conservative PM Stephen Harper accepted defeat, and his party said he would step down as leader. South African officials have released former Paralympian Oscar Pistorius from prison and placed him under house arrest. Pistorius was sentenced last year to 5 years in prison for killing his girlfriend River Steenkamp on Valentine's Day in 2013. He was found guilty of culpable homicide after saying during the trial that he shot his girlfriend through a locked bathroom door because he mistook her for an intruder. The Paralympian was to be released from jail August the 21st on probation after serving 10 months of his 5-year prison term, I should say. But South African Justice Minister Michael Masutha ruled against it, saying the correct procedure had not been followed. However, last week, the South Africa's Department of Correctional Services in a statement announced that he would be released October the 20th and placed under correctional supervision. Reacting to the news of Pistorius' release, the Steenkamp family has said it makes no difference whether the Blade Runner remains incarcerated or not because River is still not coming back. Emmanuel Emenike has announced his retirement from the Nigerian national team. The 28-year-old announced his retirement with a post on his Instagram page saying he was retiring for the sake of national peace. Emenike becomes the second Nigerian international to retire from the national team within the space of a week following the decision of former captain Enyama to retire from the team. However, the Nigerian Football Federation has said that the former goalie has not notified them about his retirement. FIFA Executive Committee has announced that the February 26 election of the world governing body will still hold despite its ongoing crisis. Now, football's governing body has been plunged into another round of crisis following the decisions of the Ethics Committee to place 90-day bans on its president, Sepp Blatter, his UEFA counterpart Michel Platini and Secretary General Jerome Valcke. However, at a meeting today in Zurich, FIFA's Executive Committee approved a set of important measures to further strengthen its governance and increase the transparency of Ethics Committee proceedings while also approving February 26 as the date for its elective extraordinary Congress. The committee also agreed to an important change to the rules governing investigations and decisions made by the Independent Ethics Committee. Now, Chairman of FIFA Ad hoc Electoral Committee, Domenico Scala, however, put some doubt on the candidacy of Platini, who before his suspension was viewed as the favorite to emerge as president of FIFA. Now, World Football Governing Body FIFA has released the final list comprising 23 players for the 2015 Ballon d'Or award. Spanish powerhouses Real Madrid and Barcelona lead the way with 5 and 6 nominations respectively, while German champions Bayern Munich also have 5 players nominated. African Player of the Year Yaya Toure remains the continent's only representative, while Manchester City duo Sergio Aguero and Kevin De Bruyne, along with Arsenal striker Alexis Sanchez, Chelsea's Belgian winger Eden Hazard, are the players from the English Premier League. The list of candidates was drawn up by football experts from the FIFA Football Committee and a group of experts from France Football. Voting for the awards commences October the 26th, 2015 and closes November the 20th, 2015. The final 3-man shortlist will be announced November the 30th. Well, that's it in news now. We thank you very much for watching. Continue to stay tuned to TV360.